Well, being happy in life is a priority for all of us, but stress can sometimes make happiness an elusive dream.
Research from all around the world suggests you shouldn't wait for happiness to come to you. You should make yourself happy. Here to run us through the worldwide tips is Dr. Happy himself, psychologist Dr. Timothy Sharp from the Happiness Institute. Morning to you, Tim. One of the findings was simply by being positive, you can actually feel happier. How does that help?
Yeah, well, look, we can choose our attitude, we can choose the way we react to the world. So thinking positive things about yourself, about others, about the world around us increases our mood, it increases our chances of experiencing positive events, and you can create a virtuous cycle where the happier you are, the more good things you experience, and so the more happiness you have.
Okay, so appreciate what you have. Just don't forget to smile, laugh and have fun. Okay, some good tips.
Right, being brave was also recommended here. How does stepping out of someone's comfort zone make them happy?
Well, if you try new things, or if you don't try new things, you can get into a rut, and I think we've probably all had that at some stage in our lives. So having courage or bravery in this sort of context means just trying new things, maybe saying yes to something that you would normally say no to, maybe trying something different. Because what we know is that when people do that, and if they achieve something, they get a sense of what we call self-efficacy or confidence, then they feel good about themselves, which is obviously a good thing.
Okay, so if a friend suggests coming out somewhere, doing something different, say yes occasionally. Okay. Stress is something most of us live with, so it's not surprising that meditation found its way onto this list about how to be in a happier mood. How does meditation work?
Yeah, look, there's no doubt that people who meditate on a regular basis are healthier and happier. I've got lots of good research now, and it helps in at least two ways. One, meditation itself enhances our mood. It creates a positive sense of well-being. But what it also does is buffer us against stress and depression, so it kind of protects us. So it produces both a positive effect and it protects us against negative influences.
Now, being kind to yourself ranked amongst the findings too. What does that mean? How do you do that?
Well, there's a couple of ways. The first thing I'd suggest to people is to remember that no one's perfect, no one's fantastic at everything. And yet sometimes we mistakenly have these expectations that we should be good at everything, or sometimes we should be great at everything. So the first thing is being realistic. But it also means we can be great at some things. So it's partly about being realistic and being fair to yourself and not expecting too much, but it's also about focusing on those things that you are very good at, your innate strengths and qualities and attributes. Because we know that people that go with their strengths more tend to be happier and more successful.
Okay, tell us about this thing called defensive pessimism. What is that, and why is that important?
Yeah, look, this is a really interesting area because we know that in almost every area, everywhere where we studied optimism, a positive attitude, there are benefits. People who are optimistic are happier, more successful, they live longer, they have better quality relationships. But there does seem to be one area where pessimism might be helpful, and that's what's come to be known as defensive pessimism. And that's where you think about the things that could go wrong, but then take action to protect yourself against those things that might go wrong. So I don't actually see that as pessimism, because what it's actually leading to is a constructive approach to life, looking for solutions and doing things that would help you out. But
like, give us a for example.
Well, again, it's about thinking ahead. What are the sorts of things that could go wrong next week? I've got a new meeting. What if they say this? What if they don't say that? But then if you actually prepare a defence against those things, or prepare an approach that will help you work through, effectively that's a form of resilience. It helps you build up the strength to bounce back from knockdowns or to work your way through difficult challenges.
So anticipate the storm coming.
Exactly.
Finding a calling or a purpose in life is really important, but how does it make us happier and make for a happier existence?
But there's no doubt that people who have a clearer sense of purpose and direction are happier than those who don't, those who just sort of wander through life. And the reason is we know that, I guess we need to go back a step and define happiness. And we know that happiness, when I talk about it, when positive psychologists talk about it, it's more than just pleasure. It's more than just those pleasurable experiences we might have on a day-to-day basis. Happiness does involve pleasure, which is a good thing, but in addition it involves finding meaning and purpose, and it involves engaging and connecting in life in a way that's more than just myself as an individual, more than just those daily tasks that I might complete.
Okay, that's great. It's really interesting. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up for you, the aqua artist.